would have Chapter 3, Example 2. Mr. Orman's second period algebra class also took the test and received the following scores. Create back-to-back stem plots of the two classes' scores. So now we're going to do a back-to-back stem plot, and what's nice about these is it's easy to compare distribution shape, center, those types of details. So we're going to start by deciding the stem again. Now for second period, I go from 48 to 99. So we need to get into the 40s a little bit. Let's just count by tens in this case instead of fives like the first example. So the stem will be 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So I start by putting that down there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my stem. I'll put my lines on each side, and the stem's in the middle. And since I'm doing a back-to-back stem plot, I'm going to put leaves on both sides of these. So on the left-hand side, we're going to list first period, and the right-hand side, second period, just like it lines up in our tables. In the 50s, I have just 58, so I'm going to have an 8 for the leaf. In the 60s, I have 61 and 63, so I'm going to have a 1 and a 3. Now, these still go in order, but it's kind of like a mirrored image. So for 61, 1 is going to be closer to the 6, then the 3 is going to be on the left. For 70s, I'm going to have a 2, and then a 6 on the left, 6 on the left, 7, and 8. So it's like a mirror image in this case. For second period, I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to put down all the leaves. For the 40s, I have that 48, so I'm going to have an 8. In the 50s, I have 2 55s, so I'm just going to have a 5 and a 5, again, evenly spaced, and so on. And so there's our back-to-back stem and leaf plots. This lets us compare things. It looks like the scores for first period were slightly higher than that of second period. Second period had more lower scores. More scores in the 50s and 40s. Second period had a larger spread on their scores. So if we were going to compare these things, we'd be able to talk about all that. Which test has the larger standard deviation? Now, we're not asked to calculate the standard deviations. We could do that to verify this. However, the main thing is, standard deviation is the average distance from the mean. So whichever data is more spread out will have the larger standard deviation. That's what we're looking at. Which one has more variation in test scores? And that was clearly second period. Second period would have the larger standard deviation because it has a larger range. The data is more spread out. It's that simple. If you want to calculate these standard deviations to prove it to yourself, you're welcome to do so. But the more variation, the larger the standard deviation. The smaller the variation, the smaller the standard deviation. Calculate the mean score for second period. Hopefully this is pretty easy for us. To calculate a mean, we just add all of the data points together and divide by the total number of points. So we're going to add all those together and divide by 18. So 48, 55, 70, 99, 73, 72, 83, 80, 92, 86, 83, 85, 76, 75, 83, 63, 95, 55. Add them together, divide by 18, and we'll get 76.3 points. The mean score for second period is 76.3 points.